Okay, so firstly I'll just start by talking a little bit about me. My background is in photography, video and digital imaging. I've worked in the promotional product for just over 5 years, maybe even 6 years now. I started off as a sales rep, a really bad sales rep. But that gave me the experience to know about the product, the decoration techniques and all the kind of crazy stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Our industry is really kind of unique in the fact that we make so much stuff and we can literally do anything. So it's good for someone like me who works in the art department to actually kind of have a grasp of what we actually do, how we do it, where we get our stuff from, and that really gives me an advantage, I feel. I have a background in print, web, graphic design, and I've also worked as like video editors and film editors and photography in photography studios. I'm also one of the best puzzle fighter players in Canada. So any challenges out there, I'm willing to accept that. I'm not really going to talk too much about social media today. That is a big part of my job, but it's becoming I give it less and less time these days because I'm concentrating on other things. So mainly presentations, mainly things to help our reps get our message out there when it comes to presenting products or pitches or anything like that. So I want to go over a few things that our reps kind of come to me with questions about. The first thing is PDFs, otherwise known as portable document format. People often don't really use these, know what they're for, don't know what they can do, so hopefully I can answer some of those questions today. Compared to a Word or Pages document, is a PDF more versatile? Should you be sending PDFs when you're sending out quotes? And you totally should. The format can be viewed on multiple devices, nearly every device I think, and nearly every kind of computer format too. It can be used so widely, it's unbelievable. So sending out a Word document to your client for a quote is kind of a bad thing because more often than not they're not going to be able to open it if they're using their iPhone, or they don't have the right program installed on their iPhone, or whatever other device they have. So PDFs I cannot speak highly enough about. How can a PDF be viewed on a mobile device? Well, you can get Adobe Reader for free on nearly everything. I've provided links here. I'll send this presentation to all you guys afterwards, but I've provided links to everything so you can kind of look everything up. But yeah, PDFs can be viewed on almost any kind of device. Can a PDF be vector artwork? And that's something I have to tell people all the time. People send me PDFs and be like, can you turn this into vector for me? Can you say this is an AI file? And I always say, more often than not, that this is already vectored. This is vector artwork. But it isn't always. So what is vector artwork? Vector artwork is a file that is made up of points and shapes, which creates the design. The opposite of that would be an image, which is made up of pixels. And I've displayed here some quick ways to actually figure out if your artwork is vectored. So when you're opening up a PDF, a really, really easy way to see if your artwork's vectored before you forward it on to your supplier or before you forward it on to your art department is to zoom into that PDF. If you zoom in super, super close, you can do it on this PDF here, but I'm not going to do it because I've got this clicker thing. I don't know how that works. But if you zoom in really, really close, you'll be able to see that the quality doesn't degrade. It's like a clear, crisp line that will not pixelate at all. On the flip side of that, if your artwork isn't vectored and it's an image embedded into a PDF, then your image is going to pixelate. You're going to see like squares form, and you can then instantly tell that that artwork is not vectored and you shouldn't be sending that to your suppliers. Another thing that I come up against all the time is text not being outlined within artwork files. So basically what this means is when someone sends you a PDF or an AI file or any other kind of vectored art file, the text within that might not actually be outlined, which means when you send it to a supplier or an art department, that artwork is not going to be the same because it's going to default to a different text, a different font even. So a quick way to tell if your text is converted to outlines is to do that within Illustrator. And again, zooming in to see if there's, again, you can't really see clearly on this screen, but I'll forward this to you. But if you zoom in, you'll be able to see a line underlining the text. If that's there, then that text is not outlined. If you zoom in and you see shapes and points surrounding each letter, you'll know that that text is outlined and you'll know that that's okay to forward on. So something I'd like to talk about that's kind of social media related is going to be my top 3 apps that I find most productive in my day-to-day life. Everyone's heard of Dropbox. Dropbox is probably the most widely used cloud-based large file sharing app. Now, what I use is Box. Box is different to Dropbox in a few ways. It does all the same stuff that Dropbox does, except for with Box you get 10 gig of free storage, which I think Dropbox is 5 gig for free. You can also preview PDF, AI, and PSD files, so you can view Illustrator files and Photoshop files directly from your device. So you know what you're forwarding on, you're not just doing it blindly. And you can also create links for large files like you can with Dropbox. So instead of sending and clogging up emails with large files that take ages to send and take ages to receive and are a bit of a pain for everyone, you can just forward a link. Again, I've provided click here buttons on all of these sections so you can actually go and download these apps directly to your computer or to your devices. So second is Flipboard. So I think I was at one of these talks about 3 months ago, and people were talking about how do I find content to share on social media. It's something that people find hard. It's kind of something that needs to be current, something that needs to follow your interests, and Flipboard does all of those things. Basically what you do is you install Flipboard, you create an account, you select what interests you like. You can do anything from TV to promotions to marketing to Transformer toys if you're me. And you get a constant news feed. So you just flip through it like a magazine, and it's got all relevant current articles that you just flip through, and you can share directly from this platform to any kind of. You can email it, you can send it to Facebook, you can do anything. I use this daily. I love it for personal use and for work use. And to kind of stay on top of what's out there, there's nothing better than Flipboard. I think it's the best magazine-based app that tailors itself to your interests out there. So I'd recommend looking into that for sure. Again, there's a click here button here on this page too. So once you get this PDF, you'll be able to download it directly from there. Lastly, this is an interesting app. I've just started using this. It's called If. It used to be called IFTTT. Not sure what that stood for. That's probably why they changed it. So basically what this does is this enables you to create recipes. You link all of your social media platforms to it. You link your email to it. You link everything to it. And what you can do is you can set it so when you post a photo on Instagram, it instantly posts to Facebook, to Twitter. It can email you the photo. You can tailor it to do absolutely anything. You can tailor it to turn on your lights if you post a photo with #Genumark. You can get it to email you the weather every morning. You can get it to link to each other. So what I do, how I use this, is I tell it to post a photo to Facebook every time I hashtag a photo in Instagram with Genumark. And I can also then tell it that whenever I post something to Facebook, I can tell it to post it to my blog. And I can tell it if I post something to my blog, it can tweet it. So I have this crazy link of all my work social media. So when I do one thing, it gets out there to every possible platform. it's kind of tricky to use. I would recommend playing around with it a little bit, but it's so useful. Once you get it set up, it really takes out the work of having to put stuff on multiple platforms and that sucking up all your time. So that is basically all I have to talk about right now. I kind of need a wee as well, so I'm going to finish up. Thanks, guys.